Welcome to the Ohio Home Inspector Network. I'm James Jones, your host of Inspector Talk, and we're here with Shane Horner from Horner Networks. Shane, go ahead and tell our viewers about Horner Networks and Shane Horner.
Hey everybody, Shane Horner, Horner Networks. James, I really appreciate you having me on here. It's an honor to be here. Horner Networks celebrated our 21-year anniversary, so we founded it in 2003. My brother and I got it going. I was a big AV junkie, and he was specialized in networking, so we want to start building smart homes and putting all the technology in homes. So that's what we did. We saw a need for it, and we thought it would be kind of like air conditioning. Back in the day, only the rich had the air conditioning. Now it's common practice to have it throughout the house. So same with the technology. It's growing and growing, and that's why we're here to kind of educate your listeners on the new technology and what to look out for and pitfalls. But we service everything from audio, video, TV speakers, security systems, home theaters, smart home, all the smart locks, thermostats, lights, everything can be automated from your phone. We do golf simulators, so pretty much anything technology oriented in the home. We've got about 20 troublemakers run around Northeast Ohio at any given time. So we service anywhere within hour radius of our office. So if you're local to the Cleveland market, it'd be good for us to help you out with some of this technology stuff. We can get you a good education. If you're out of market, I can help you connect with somebody in your local area.
Well, Shane, thank you for being on today. This smart home technology is a valuable and a new industry to inspectors, and we just really need that knowledge and that information. Can you kind of break us into why you feel that inspectors should have a solid understanding of smart home technology when conducting a property inspection?
Yeah, so it's the smart home technology. You're seeing it everywhere now. So it's not a fad. It's not going away. It's kind of here to stay. So the big boys are getting into it as well. So you're going to start seeing it more and more. Again, just kind of like central air conditioning. You didn't see it that often. Now it's everywhere. So it's one of those subsystems that you have to inspect and make sure it's operating properly. Some of the issues with the technology world makes it difficult for installers like us, as well as nobody plays nice. There's no standards right now. With electrical standard, HVAC, they've been around for a long time. That's all kind of set in stone. There's codes and standards that you guys inspect and look for. With the technology world, it's the Wild West. So you need an expert integrator like ourselves, or somebody in your local market that can provide you the guidance as to what to look for, what to watch out for, what should work, what shouldn't work. A lot of the technology these days too is you have to make sure when that house is transitioning from one owner to the next that all that stuff gets sterilized, factory defaulted, because there's a lot of credentials that are in those systems that the previous owners could be susceptible to eavesdropping or any of that type of stuff. So it's something that's important that you want to educate the consumer on that, so when they move into a new home, the previous homeowners can't unlock the doors or check out the cameras and do all that kind of stuff.
Speaking about the functionality and how smart home technology devices and equipment work, what specific functionalities should inspectors test when assessing a smart home property or smart home devices, and how can they determine if something is working properly, or what parameters do you think we should be operating in?
Yeah, I think some of the important things, I guess the frills, aren't as critical if it's something that isn't foundationally needed in a home, right? So like lighting, HVAC, you can't live without those. So those, you want to make sure that if there's a smart thermostat in there, that you can still go over, physically turn the thermostat up and down. Everything turns on and off, just like you normally would with a traditional thermostat. So there's really no difference from that standpoint. It is just a good idea to note that device, again, is factory defaulted if the house is changing hands, because somebody else can access that in the future. From a lighting standpoint, lighting control is becoming a lot more common, not only from the functionality of creating lighting scenes and the ease of turning on the house, having an all-off good night, but it's also cleaning up the cosmetics. So some of the open floor plans that you guys are in now has limited wall space, and you don't have real estate for large, 4 or 5 gang light switch banks. So they're putting in a single gang lighting keypad, and that has to operate in a certain way. So looking to see if that's a panelized lighting system, a wireless lighting system. Those things have to work, and those are the things, from an HVAC standpoint, a lighting control standpoint, that I think foundationally you need to make sure work. Whether the TVs turn on and off, most of those TVs are going to transition out of the house unless it's part of their contract. But that's something that the AV side of stuff, some of the frills, that's something that we as an integrator would probably come in with the new owners and make sure all those things are sterilized, factory defaulted, get the new audio video stuff set up based on their needs, because not everybody is going to operate the same way. Sometimes TVs and speakers are really important, other times they're not, and if it's an older TV, they probably want to refresh and get it new anyway.
Common issues. What are some of the common issues or malfunctions you've seen with smart home tech, like that inspectors should know or be aware of? Like, I'm at the home, what are there a common list of defects that I could, defer to every time, or is that not a thing?
Yeah, so with technology, just like anything else, your cell phone, your laptop, 90% of the time, when in doubt, reboot it, and that'll usually fix it. So if you're trying to operate something and it just doesn't seem to be operating properly, figure out where that power button is, recycle that power to the system, and more times than not, it will resolve that issue. I think the main thing that you guys as home inspectors should be looking for is just like the quality and the workmanship of the installation of the home systems. Like I mentioned earlier, like our industry doesn't have a standard of what right looks like. We've developed that standard over the 21 years in our organization to make sure that everything's labeled, the wires dressed nice and neat, it's not a spaghetti mess or a fire hazard for that matter. You go into some of these mechanical rooms, and some integrators, they are hobbyists, they're getting into it, and they just don't have that professional fit and finish that could make troubleshooting the system harder. It could create, system failures. So if you look at it and it doesn't look right, it's probably not right. You can tell the difference between a professionally installed home automation, audio video system, and kind of a hobbyist. And that's some of the other things. If you're an electrical contractor, if you're a plumber, you have to be licensed in the state of Ohio. Integrators do not have to be licensed in the state of Ohio. So anybody, can pick up a screwdriver and a laptop and claim they're an integrator and go out and start a business. And that's unfortunately what you're up against. They haven't been trained the standard. So you're going to have, high quality installed systems that are going to last, that are going to be reliable, that are serviced well. And then there's others that are just kind of thrown together, right? So at the end of the day, the feature set may be the same for, 2 different systems, but one's fully engineered properly, implemented properly, it's going to last longer. It's going to have less headaches and less maintenance issues and such. So
we got a class coming up. I'm 100% excited. So I want to talk about key takeaways. So what are some of the key takeaways that you hope attendees will gain? And what knowledge do you think they will gain to enhance their property inspection? So what are they going to get out of this class? I know I'm looking forward to it, and I'm definitely excited. I really think that inspectors should be really considering smart home tech. So what do you think, Shane? What's some of the top things that you can name that will be property inspectors are going to miss if they don't attend?
Well, first of all, we're going to give you a good understanding of what all is out there and what's available. Integrators are new in the world of the technology. Electricians, plumbers been around for hundreds of years, right? So we're new. We can give you an understanding of all the different subsystems, so understanding what is available. Because if you're not familiar with some of these things, you're never going to understand to even look for them. So we'll give you a good understanding of all the subsystems that are available and that are out there. Understanding how to connect with integrators like myself or others in your local area. I can give you some key resources on where to find reputable integrators and what to look for. Again, not everybody's created equal when it comes to audio, video, and integration. You want to look for somebody that is a full integrator like ourselves. You've got some contractors that just do security or just do audio, video, or just do central vacuum or so on and so forth. If you can find an integration partner that knows all of it, you can have a good relationship, so we can come in and take a look at everything on the low voltage side of stuff. And then we'll give you some good things to consider as far as what you're inspecting, what right looks like. We've got a lot of samples, a lot of examples. If you're in the Cleveland area, definitely be a good idea to come in person. Our newly renovated and expanded showroom. We're almost 10,000 square feet now, so we've got a brand new training room that you'll get to see. We've got a golf simulator, a lot of different audio video options, and all that other kind of stuff. So you'll get to see some working technology in place. We've got cutting edge new low voltage lighting control, low voltage lighting. So you can see all that because the lighting world is changing with LEDs. You guys have seen a lot of the LEDs. So there's a lot of low voltage lighting that's coming out because the LEDs don't need 110 coming in. It's just dissipating heat and wasting energy and all that kind of stuff. So we've got some new cutting edge LED technology that we can show you guys. It's probably going to be coming out rather quickly. You're going to start seeing it implemented into homes on a regular basis.
So we're going to learn a lot of new things about homes and smart home technology, cutting edge technology, what's on the new curve for the industry. I can't wait for this class. Shane, I thank you for coming on to the Ohio Home Inspector Network Inspector Talk. It was a pleasure. We appreciate your time. I'm so glad you were able to share your experience and your knowledge with the viewers. So really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, James. Looking forward to giving everybody a good block of instruction on the 19th, whether you're able to make it here in Cleveland or you're virtual. Definitely make it there. Looking forward to it.
March 19th, folks. March 19th. Thanks, Shane.
Bye, guys.
Have a great
Take care.
day.